Excited to see Dora, I don't know why. For the second year in a row, fashion designer David Tlale has wowed audiences on the sidelines of the BET Awards in Los Angeles. He showcased a line of authentic African designs at the opening of the Sounds of Africa exhibit at the prestigious Grammy Museum last night as music stars from around the globe flocked to Hollywood ahead of Sunday's awards extravaganza. Our U.S. correspondent Sherwin Bryce-Pease caught up with David to talk about his line and the strong representation of South Africans at this year's BET experience.
David Tlale, the David Tlale brand continues to expand first to the east coast of the United States and now to the west coast of the United States. Talk about the growing collaboration you have with the BET Awards.
The journey started 2.5 years ago when BET did a documentary story about the brand David Tlale made in South Africa to the global stage. And then last year I was invited to BET Awards and also to present an award. And this year we are continuing the journey of promoting the David Tlale brand in LA this time around. And where is the launch of the Grammy Museum, Sounds of Africa.
It goes without saying that there's a strong African focus. You see that in some of the nominees, a large contingent from Africa, including South Africa. But talk about the fashions we are going to see here. What have you done and what has inspired this line?
What we've done with this collection is purely celebrating Africa as a continent. You'll see with elements of African prints coming through, something that we've always shunned away from, but like bringing back home.
Well, not you. You haven't shunned.
Well, not me, but in terms of textures that we've used and also with the silhouettes that we've played around with, it's very modern, very current for a woman that travels the world. I've always said my client tells that woman that just travels the world and likes picking up pieces wherever she goes. And this collection has that strong element of Africa that has moved on and that has evolved.
David, whenever I think of you, I think about the term local is lekker. I mean, you've been very proud of your roots and you haven't shunned South Africa in terms of the international acclaim that you've reached. Why has that been so important over the years?
For one reason, that South Africa has got it going on and we have a lot to offer to the world, and there is so much heritage and culture and diversity that has not been showcased to the world in a proper way, because many a times when people think South Africa, they think like Big Five, and I always say we have moved on. Yes, there is Big Five, but there's other elements that are just really there as a big statement to say South Africa is a place where there is loads and loads of creativity. I mean, you look at the craftsmanship that we focused on the collections, really attention to detail, and it's really meticulously done.
Let me ask you one last question. You were an artist back in the day that broke onto the international scene, and South Africans were very excited about that. In many ways, you've kind of forged the way for those that are following, whether it be in fashion or in music, for example. Aren't you proud to see such a strong showing from South African artists in the international categories? I
am quite excited about it and proud because it's starting to show that South Africa's got a lot of creative industry merging and really taking on the global stage. I mean, you look at the likes of Ricky Rick, Casper Nyovest, Black Coffee, and really doing amazing work. And also, I always say to people, you can never take music away from fashion because all these industries, they need each other.
Well, South Africans are very proud of you. I know when they see this, they're going to be very excited. Let's tweet it. David Tlale, thank you so much.
Thank you.